The road into Black Pine Forest was cracked and narrow, swallowed by the thick, dark pines that leaned over the asphalt like looming giants. Five friends, Mara, Jason, Leah, Chris, and Devin, had driven for hours, leaving behind the last town, the last gas station, and finally, the last remnants of civilization. Cell signals faded, street lights disappeared, and the world outside the car grew silent. Mara, quiet and observant, pressed her face to the window. The trees slid past in shadowy streaks, almost too fast for her eyes to track. Something about the forest made her uneasy. Even in daylight, it seemed alive, and now, as twilight descended, the dense canopy allowed only thin shards of dying sunlight to pierce the gloom. Jason, the tallest and most boisterous of the group, grinned. "This is perfect," he said. "No one around for miles. We're finally free." Leah, his girlfriend, wasn't convinced. "We're far off the map," she said cautiously. "Are you sure this is safe?" Jason waved her off. "Safe? Probably not. Fun? Definitely." Chris, who was driving, smirked. "Fun until the car breaks down or we get lost. Then it's survival reality show." Devin, lounging in the back beside Mara, laughed. "Relax. We're five people. Nothing can happen to us." Mara didn't respond. She could feel it. The forest was watching. She thought she glimpsed figures moving between the trees, but when she blinked, they vanished by the time they reached the clearing Jason had found. The sun had dipped below the horizon, leaving the sky bruised in shades of purple and deep red. The clearing was small, ringed by thick pines that looked like walls. Despite the uneven ground, tangled with roots and moss, Jason declared it paradise. "Perfect," he said. "Tent fire beers. Night in the woods, baby," Chris muttered, "or a night in a horror movie." The group set up camp quickly. 2 tents, a fire pit, and a cooler full of drinks. As darkness settled, the fire's glow illuminated their faces, leaving the surrounding woods deep in shadow. Like a tea first, everything was normal. They joked, teased, and shared ghost stories. Jason boasted about fighting off bears. Leah rolled her eyes. Devin cracked sarcastic jokes, and Chris kept pacing, uneasy. Mara, ever quiet, stared into the forest, her gut tightening with every passing minute. Then came a faint sound, a low, grinding hum, distant at first. It wasn't the wind, and it wasn't thunder. It was mechanical, alive as a chainsaw. Mara stiffened. Her beard trembled in her hands. She turned toward the tree line, but nothing moved. Jason laughed nervously, brushing it off as a distant logger. Leah questioned it quietly. Devin muttered something under his breath, and Chris stopped pacing, staring into the dark. Then it roared again, closer, louder, impossible to ignore. The laughter died. Heavy footsteps followed, crunching through the forest floor. The shadows at the edge of the clearing seemed to twist and stretch unnaturally. The friends froze, too shocked to move. The killer had arrived. Jason, ever the reckless one, grabbed a flashlight and ventured toward the tree line. Mara wanted to stop him, but no one could. The forest swallowed him instantly. A scream cut through the night. High-pitched, terrified. Then silence. Mara, Leah, Chris, and Devin ran toward the sound. They found Jason pinned against a tree, the chainsaw's blade stopping only because it had already torn him apart. Blood pooled, the scent metallic and sharp. Mara's stomach churned, but she forced herself to look. The forest had claimed him. Panic erupted. Leah screamed and ran, tripping over roots. The chainsaw buzzed closer. She barely had time to hear it roar before she was gone, her body mangled and thrown into the underbrush. Chris sprinted toward the river, hoping to find safety in the water. The killer followed, silent and relentless. When Chris tried to swim, The chainsaw sliced through him, sending ripples across the cold water. Devin hid in the tent, holding his breath, listening to the heavy footsteps and the sickening grind of metal on flesh. The fabric tore, the tent collapsing on him, and the chainsaw found its mark. All the while, Mara ran. Her legs burned, lungs screamed for air, but she didn't stop. The killer appeared and disappeared in the shadows, stalking her like a predator toying with its prey. Hours passed in a blur. Mara climbed hills, crawled through underbrush, and hid beneath fallen trees. Every shadow seemed alive. Every snapping branch, every rustle of leaves made her flinch. She lost track of time. She didn't know if the killer was close or far. Finally, at dawn, Mara stumbled onto a narrow dirt road. She was covered in blood, hers and theirs. Her clothes were torn, mud caked on her skin. She collapsed at the edge of the road, shivering, barely able to comprehend that she was still alive. Behind her, the forest remained silent. The chainsaw was gone, but Mara knew it had not left. It never left. It waited, patient, hungry. Mara's eyes, wide and unblinking, stared back into the trees. She was the only one left. 5 had gone in, 1 had returned. She had survived the chainsaw night, but nothing would ever be the same. The forest had claimed them all, and the memory of the blade, the screams, and the relentless hunt would follow her forever.